If you're watching this, I am into hour 12 of a flight home from Australia, so I'm watching some terrible rom-com and crying a little, and I really wish that I was there. I am so honored to receive the Vanguard Award from the Citizens Committee for Children this morning, especially in such esteemed company. Joy Ann Reid and Sean King are two of my personal idols, and it is truly, truly an honor to be listed among them in any capacity. The work of the Citizens Committee for Children is perfectly in keeping with the work I hope to do, advocating for the power of young people, the importance of young people, and especially in terms of the theme of this morning's breakfast, which has to do with this kind of post-truth moment that we're in. Certainly in the public forum, feelings are outweighing facts, and it is incredibly difficult to make sense of what's going on. And that's kind of how I see my role. A little bit about me. For those of you who don't know, I am a journalist and political columnist for Teen Vogue who has gotten swept up into this fraught political moment as a writer and advocate and progressive feminist who believes very strongly in empowering people with information and speaking out and holding power accountable. And I think that the theme of today's breakfast, the idea of a post-fact world and how we combat that, is of course very closely connected to this mission. Each week I write a column for Teen Vogue called Thigh High Politics, which aims to make the political conversation more accessible. There are so many complicated stories coming out of this administration, and you have to be 5 kinds of highly specialized lawyer to make sense of most of them. And I want to put the power into the hands of the average person, especially young people and especially young women. Far too often I'm asked whether young people care about politics or whether young women care about politics. That is an incredibly patronizing question, but also one that reflects a real problem of alienation that traces back to a respectability in basic conversation where talking about politics is considered taboo and is considered rude, as well as simply the way that we're taught politics at a basic level in most public schools. When I was researching my column, I found this incredible example, and I have it handy. Honey, if you wouldn't mind. So this is an AP US Government and Politics exam prep book that reads, "In general, youth is a time when many Americans pay little attention to and have little interest in political issues. This is because political issues have little direct impact on their day-to-day lives." Not only is this untrue, but it is a dangerous belief to perpetuate. That's a sloppily written test prep book, but it's indicative of a bigger belief that I'm hoping to combat. Politics affects every aspect of our lives, from where we get our water to where the latest madman bought his assault rifle. I hope that a newly engaged citizenry that rethinks what it means to live a politically active life is what comes out of this horrible, atrocious moment. And for the pendulum to swing back twice as hard, for this to not just be a moment in history, but a movement that re-democratizes our citizenry. If you're empowered with information and you are armed with data points to back up the things you feel, and you can follow stories and understand their narrative threads and actually build a political ideology off of the information you've been given, that lays the groundwork for activism, that lays the groundwork for young people running for office, and for a new generation of a newly engaged democracy that I hope comes from this moment. We have to stay informed, we have to stay active, and the work of journalism is part of that, but there are so many other means of empowering young people with these tools, and I think the CCC is at the forefront of that. Thank you again for this incredible award, and also for your ongoing work in advocacy for children. It is crucial that we understand young people's investment in the future of this country and empower them to make a change and lead us into a truer, more equitable democracy. So thank you, and enjoy your breakfast.